Hello there guys, Professor De here, back with another video. It's been a really long time, but I really had to do this. So recently Zach released two videos, the Roca and the Sheos videos, and I really had to talk about the cards, but couldn't really find the time to, but now that I have the time, I'm gonna try recording the Sheos video and the Roca video, and maybe one more Chaos Galaxy video. I don't plan to do any videos on my current TCG yet, so that's a little update there. And yeah, so let's get into it. So starting off, the planet Sheos, pretty normal. I think everyone should know by now what the planet Sheos does. I love the new art. Gavora always creates some really sick art, and the new planet art is really nice. So tops to that. Now let's take a look at the first card here, which is Firebolt Inari. Pretty strong card, I'd say. 400 power, very good, really good power, and the health is low, but that's generally how Chaos creatures work. Actually, 260 is actually really good because cards like, I believe, Ground Knight can't get past this. Not that Ground Knight is really heavily played right now, but yeah, there are actually some meta creatures that can't get past this health, which is pretty nice. 7 stars, so not too bad. And when this creature would attack and kill an opponent's creature, you can shuffle that creature into their galaxy instead. So this sort of means that their death triggers don't get to work. So when you use this to kill Thorngaborg, they can't draw. So it's pretty interesting. At least that's how I think it would work. It would kind of make sense to work that way. But yeah, really interesting. It also gets, hopefully it does get past the Chaos Beasts. Yeah, so all of the Chaos Beasts have the death trigger, so this would be really good to get past that. And yeah, really nice stats. I'm really loving how Sheos is going so far. And yeah, let's get to the next card, which is Trevor. So Trevor, after your opponent plays a creature during your turn, you can free play this handed creature to a creature zone or battle zone. This does create some pretty interesting interactions. This is sort of your, I believe it was Magma Sprout. Yeah, so Magma Sprout had sort of a similar effect. This one just comes down when your opponent responds to you. So this is a very interesting card, I'd say. Yeah, it's just basically 2 additional points, but your opponent has to respond. So I'm not sure how powerful this card would be, but it's really good against Orbov and like those creatures that come back to defend your opponent. So this is pretty good, but not overpowered. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if no one played this card, because depending on whether your opponent is gonna play a card or not, and they have to play a creature, which is even worse. If they played like an activator or something, then I'd say that's pretty okay. But the fact that they have to play a creature makes it a little bit harder to justify putting this into your deck. I'll skip the card there. Nyx's Scoria Carrier. Pretty interesting card. Once per turn, if you have 2 or more zone Sheos creatures, you can draw a card. This is actually a really interesting effect, because, I mean, first of all, Scoria Carrier has really weird stats. It's a 160, something you don't usually see in Sheos. It's very low stat, 4 stars. It has a pretty nice ability of drawing a card if you have 2 or more zone creatures, including itself. Uh, I mean, it's good for Sheos because Sheos does kind of struggle in card draw, but I, it's sort of like a card that should be a staple, but because it costs 4 stars, it's very hard to justify playing it. I mean, it is a body, it does attack for 2 points, but it's just really, it's not that great because you need a second Sheos creature. So, yeah. The next card is Mouth, 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 Mouth. Uh, Interesting card. Same thing. Weird stats, 310, 310. This is not what you usually see in Sheos. 6 stars, which is pretty okay. So this creature can either, sorry, this creature can enter 1 battle zone per turn for every 3 killed Sheos creatures you have. So really interesting effect. You can potentially get like a lot of attacks if you have 12 creatures killed. You can get 4 attacks in, but you do need an extra battle zone. This does combo with another card that was released. But yeah, pretty nice card. It's pretty good to see cards like this in Sheos. Sheos having additional attacks is always great. But one thing about this card is that it's useless in the early game, so yeah. Next is Wick. Another weird Sheos creature with same stats, 110, 110, 3 stars. If you draw this card through a card ability, or you can kill it from your hand, to free play a 6 star or lower Galaxy Sheos creature. Honestly, this effect is really, really good. Now that we have Scoria Carrier, we can potentially draw into Wick, which will allow us to use its effect. It's just really, really good. I would definitely want to put this in my Sheos deck and then put Mouth, Mouth, Mouth. It'll also be able to get back Meltalon, which is really good. One of the best creatures in Sheos. So I don't see a reason why not to run this card. I do agree that drawing a card through a card ability is not very easy because Chaos Galaxy doesn't have that many card draw cards. But this card is just so great that I would definitely run it. And I believe the next card right after, okay, my Crabablab, we can ignore this one. This one's normal creature. Is it this? Yeah, it's Paranist. So this is the card that combos with Wick. It's a really, really nice card, but the stats are weird once again. 50 power, 200 health. This is definitely not going to survive very long. 3 stars though, so pretty cheap. Once per turn, you can return 1 killed 5 star or lower Sheos creature to the top of your galaxy except Paranist. So obviously you can't loop it, if not that would be way too overpowered. But you can put back Wick or any other 5 star or low Sheos creature, so you can put back like any of the 4 star attackers in set 1. You can put back, there's another card that I'll talk about later. But yeah, there's just so many uses for Paranist, and your Sheos creatures are always going to die anyway, so it's good to have a sort of recycling effect. But being able to combo with Wick makes it really dangerous, because the moment you draw into Wick, you basically get a free 6-star creature. So yeah, it's a really cool combo. It is a sort of a, it is a 2-card combo because you have to play this and maybe a Scoria Carrier, and you'll be able to do the combo. But Honestly, really, really good. Next is Crimson Grenade. Uh, yeah, Zach made that mistake there, but basically, when your opponent attacks one of your zone 6-star or lower Sheos creatures, switch the power and health of your Sheos creature during that attack. This card is really bad. I don't see a purpose in playing this card. A lot of the new creatures and a lot of the good creatures have pretty okay-ish attack. Even if you swapped it around, it would probably be worth nothing. And because it's only 6-star or lower, you can't use it on Sheos and Lava Behemoth, you can't use it on Inari. There's literally no point running this card. Yeah, we can basically skip it. It's not as good. Now next is Starbucken. So this is a pretty nice card. So after the attached creature attacks and kills an opponent's creature, you gain stars equal to the killed creature's stars. So pretty nice ability. This is actually when Sheos fights against Polysium, they're basically gonna always gain 8 stars. So yeah, I kind of like this attachment, but it's at certain points it can get pretty useless. Like imagine if you top deck it and you're trying to kill your opponent before they combo or something, and you top deck a Starbucken, that's basically useless. So this could be a useless draw, which is why you may not want to run it. But I can see like stuff like playing Starbucken, attacking to gain a lot of stars, then next turn you like pop off or something. So yeah, there is a possibility that this card can be good, but I don't think there's a good justification to run it. Like maybe run it as a one-off, or maybe put it in the sideboard. But yeah, I just don't see a reason you would really want to play this. But pretty interesting ability though. Now next we have Seal of Eternity. So this is the ridiculously rare activator. So in set 1 we got a ridiculously rare resource. Set 2 a creature. Set 3 was set 2 was a creature. Set 3 was, I believe it was it an activator? Yeah, I can't really remember. Yeah, but anyway, Seal of Eternity is a ridiculously rare activator with a pretty interesting ability. When your opponent plays a creature or activator whilst you have a creature in a battle zone, kill that creature or activator. It's pretty hard to say. This card is pretty nice because it stops your opponent from responding to your attack. But this is a buff to OTK. It feels like a buff to a lot of decks. A lot of decks are definitely going to want to play with this. It stops Beast of the Black Hole. It stops Planetary Field. Actually, it doesn't stop Planetary Field because your creature has to be in a battle zone first. So yeah, I'm pretty sure it doesn't stop Planetary Field. So this is basically a sort of better but also worse version of Activation Activated Activator. So yeah, pretty interesting card to see. Probably a one-off in some decks. If not, it's just gonna be put in the sideboard. Now next is is truly a game-changing card. This card is really needed in Sheos right now, and that is Zoe Maitle, designed by Mewshmallow, active member in the Chaos Galaxy, and he does have a YouTube channel. I'm gonna link it in the description below, so you guys should check it out. He actually posts a lot of videos before me, so yeah. But Zoe Maitle, really strong Sheos card. It does have very bad stats, but it does cost 2 stars, and it has a very good ability. So it's really long, but basically you can play Zomatle as a battle zone, and any Sheos creature that enters Zomatle, like the battle zone, the Zomatle battle zone. So any creature that enters it gets 100 power, and it is so strong. Another thing is that because you're when you play Zomatle as a zone, you're only paying 2 stars. So if you have like 2 battle zones and you want a third, you can play Zomatle only for 2 stars, and it's just great. This card is definitely needed in Sheos. It's the perfect card for Sheos, honestly. But yeah, love the card, and it does combo with mouth really well. And yeah, it's just great. I believe that's all the cards that he showed off. So yeah, that's it for this video. Overall, I love the new Sheos cards. They are pretty interesting. They don't really have a general game plan right now. Like, I can't really think. Like, it still feels like an aggro sort of. Sheos still feels like a sort of aggro deck, but Sheos kind of fails at that because of the fact that their creatures get easily removed. When they attack, they're probably attacking to kill a creature, and if they're attacking your opponent can respond with a lot of different cards. But yeah, that's what makes Sheos pretty weak, and the planet ability is also really weak. But hopefully this sort of gives a better edge, like a sort of smaller advantage for Sheos to be put on the map. I don't think Sheos is gonna be overpowered or anything, but it's definitely a planet to look at if you plan to build a new deck or something. And yeah, it's definitely a planet you can consider. But yeah, that's it for this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.